The IO2 is a decent toothbrush and the more affordable choice, but it is the IO3 that I recommend buying. This is because the IO3 has a more advanced pressure sensor and brush motor. Whilst neither are absolute must-haves, I do believe they are worth paying a little bit more for, to improve the overall experience each time I brush. The number of differences between these two models are relatively limited. It is the pressure sensor that is most noticeable. The IO2 does have a pressure sensor that reduces the number of bristle movements when too much force is detected. A small red light on the power button is lit too, but unfortunately it is nigh on impossible to see when using the brush. Although there is a sound difference when active, it's subtle and there are no alerts such as a beep or a different vibration pattern in the handle to make it obvious to me that I might well be damaging my teeth and gums. The pressure sensor on the IO3 is easier to notice. The light ring around the neck of the IO3's handle is far more visible. Just like the IO2 though, there are no other alerts. The light ring is lit white when insufficient pressure is applied, green when the correct force is being used, and red when it's too much. I can't say I have a green light 100% of the time I brush, but it's helpful and a clear visual sign I'm either doing the right or wrong thing. The IO2 doesn't give the same peace of mind. Both brushes offer 3 cleaning modes and no labels on the brush handle to identify which mode is active. Clean and sensitive modes are available on both, but the third mode is super sensitive on the IO2 compared to the whitening on the IO3. I think the super sensitive mode is more useful, particularly for new electric toothbrush users or for those with sensitive teeth and gums. It is possible with good oral care routine you can whiten the teeth with any of the brushing modes. There is little evidence to suggest a specific whitening mode has a beneficial effect. The brushes have similar but different motors inside the handle. The IO2 has what Oral-B calls a linear pulse drive, whereas the IO3 has a frictionless magnetic motor. Oral-B isn't explicit on how they differ technically, but I'm told it is this way to achieve the price point the IO2 retails at. It doesn't make any noticeable difference to the cleaning results. My tests have shown the IO2 can clean the teeth just as well as the IO3, but the IO2's cleaning action feels less satisfying to me. My teeth are clean after each brushing session, but the less intense sensation doesn't leave me feeling like my teeth and gums have been cleaned as well as they have with the IO3. If you've never used an electric toothbrush before, it's less of an issue, but if you're used to Oral-B's cleaning action, it is something to bear in mind. I don't think it's a reason alone to pick the IO3, but it's an influencing factor. Unlike the IO3, there is no system built into the IO2 to alert me when a replacement head is due. If you struggle to remember to replace the bristles every 3 months, this reminder system on the IO3 could be helpful. You could always put a reminder in your calendar though. The IO2 is a bit louder, having registered at a maximum of 72 decibels on my meter, compared to the 64 of the IO3. I averaged 37 days of use from the IO2. This is the longest lasting battery in any Oral-B brush I have tested and twice the usage time of the IO3, which I achieved 17 days with on a full charge. It must all be down to the different brush motor, because opening up the handles reveals the IO2 has a 600 mAh capacity battery compared to the 750 of the IO3. Although both brushes use the same charging stand, the IO2 can take up to 24 hours to charge, vs the 16 of the IO3. The retail price of the Series 2 is $60, $20 less than the $80 of the IO3. Both brushes are sold with one brush head, but with the IO2 it is also available as a starter kit, which includes an extra brush head. It retails for $65, but has been selling for less than the standard IO2 at around $55. When accounting for the typical discounts, the price difference between the IO2 and 3 is often about $10. The IO3 is my favourite and worth the $10 extra spend. At the time of recording, UK prices for the IO2 have not been published. I don't expect them to be much different or result in a different conclusion. I will pin a comment below when available. If you are unsure or would like the confirmation that you are applying the correct force as you brush, I'd suggest you opt for the IO3. But if you desire to own an IO model and know that you don't brush too hard, then the IO2 is the slightly cheaper brush to own with much longer battery life. If price is a very important factor, I'd strongly encourage you to consider my best overall or budget recommendations in this video. You won't be sacrificing cleaning results for lower ownership costs.